Hello, Top Fan Rivalry family. Welcome to, I almost said Friday. Oh my gosh. It's been one of those days. Welcome to Monday. We're going to do a little live here, something a little different, something that we're not, you may not have been expecting, but something that's going to be an awful lot of fun. Dave is back in the house. Last year, Dave and I did. Actually, I think this is the second year that we've done this. And so Dave's back in the house, and Kenna's going to be joining us. So I want to let them both introduce themselves as we get started. And then we're going to talk about all the fun that we're going to have over the next 3 or so months. So ladies first, Kenna, why don't you introduce yourself and maybe tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do to keep yourself busy, I guess, maybe an MLB team and a NC2A team, and then we'll take it from there.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Kenna. I'm a current junior in college. I am a sports psychology major with athletic training intentions. My favorite MLB team is the Houston Astros, and my favorite NCAA baseball team is the East Carolina Pirates.
Okay. And we're going to circle back around to at least the East Carolina Pirates here very, very shortly. But Dave, same question to you.
Yeah, you'll remember me the last couple of seasons from College K doing some lives and doing some chats with Bill. But I'm out in Phoenix, Arizona. My son plays for the Sun Devils. So that's my favorite college team, obviously. And favorite MLB team, unfortunately, is the White Sox, but we are on the upswing now. So there's at least some microscopic optimism.
Microscopic optimism. That's not a sentence you get to say a lot,
Yeah, I
or that
got
often.
it. Glass half full, glass half empty. Which one you want?
Exactly. So if everybody remembers, last couple of years, Dave has been doing a show with me called College K, where we basically break down all the, as much as we can, the top 25 players, in fantastic weeks that players have had, or we try to stay away from the struggling weeks. I mean, you'll get enough of that in the MLB, right? I mean, some of these guys that are playing are 17 years old, and you don't want to give them too much of a hard time, or 18 years old. You want to give them a shot. So, but Dave, tell me why you wanted to bring this back, and then we'll turn it over to Kenna and why she wanted to join in and why this could be an absolutely great show.
Well, I just love college baseball, and it's kind of an acquired taste for most folks. You don't think of it right off the bat. You're thinking pro, but you're closer to the action. The kids are there because they love the game. Um, they're trying to get on the field and make a difference, and hopefully go to the next level. And it's just fun, and it's inexpensive, and I love seeing the young guys, the freshmen, come in and make a difference, and the guys that have been loyal to programs finally get their shot, that kind of stuff. So I just thoroughly enjoy it. When my son was with Tennessee, even though I'm in Phoenix, I think I went to 2/3 of the games. And last year, I think I cracked 80% of the games, maybe 85% of the games that ASU played. So um, just super, super fun way to spend an afternoon or an evening watching these amateurs play.
Perfect. I love it. It is so much fun. And Dave, I loved how much Dave traveled the last couple of years, because he would text me and say, okay, I can't record this week, but I'm going to be in wherever. And he goes, let's go live. And he would always show me around these absolutely gorgeous ballparks. I mean, just incredible ballparks. And some of them are, can get more people in them than, let's say, the Miami Marlins or a few other teams, right? Angels, something like that. But no, it was a great time. No disrespect to Angel fans and or Miami fans. That being said, but it was awesome. But yeah, I got a great text message from Kenna about a week and a half ago, and she says, I got an idea. Do you want to hear it? And I'm like, let's go. So we ended up talking on the phone, and she says, we should do a college show around, we should do a baseball show around NC2A. Okay, we do that. Why don't you join us? So, Kenna, tell me about your excitement for this and why you think this is going to be awesome.
I think it's going to be awesome because I feel like college baseball is a lot more different experience than MLB. I mean, sure, it's baseball. You're going to get a little bit of both, but there's something just about a college baseball game that's a lot different. The fandoms, like you said, Bill, there's some stadiums, some teams that are getting in more people than the Marlins, the Angels. Sorry, Dave, but the White Sox. But it's just the family environment, and especially having a brother that is very close in age to me. So being fortunate enough to travel to many, many games this year, I'm very excited to where the season goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, and both of you will agree with this too. When Dave and I went to, was it last year we went to? Yeah, it was last year we went to UCLA, right, Dave?
Yes.
Okay, so last year we went up to UCLA. That's right, because Derek was playing for the Sun Devils. So we go up to UCLA, and it's fun to watch because these guys are trying to play the game right. They're trying to bunt for base hits. They're trying to move players over versus everybody trying to hit a 5-run home run out of Yankee Stadium or
running out ground balls.
Yeah, exactly. So it was awesome. All right, Kenna, we'll start with you. A couple of teams collegiately that we need to pay attention to this year. What do you think?
Off the bat, I'm going to be biased, and I will say ECU. We did
Okay.
lose some key players to the draft portal, but we did bring in some great guys. We got a guy from West Virginia, and we also got a Tennessee guy as well as a Florida guy. So I feel like it's going to be a fun season coming off a tough loss in the regional last year. There's just something about this team that's going to be very special, in my opinion. And another team that very much disappointed me last year, but has been my lifelong team before my brother decided to go to ECU is Texas A&M. So keep an eye out for Texas A&M. We were number 1 in the country last year, and then we saw it happen very, very fast. They were the first team in history to ever start first in the rankings and then drop within like 2 or 3 weeks. So watch out for a good Texas A&M team this year.
Okay, Dave.
Good call.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the Sun Devils, I think, as much as I hate to say it, the team in Tucson is going to be pretty good. I can't say their name. It'll make me sick. But aside from the Arizona teams, the Sun Devils and the team from Tucson, UCLA is going to be a powerhouse. And the reason that you need to follow UCLA is because a few reasons. One, they did it the right way. These kids have been on that team since they were freshmen. They've used the portal, but not a lot. And this is the way college baseball, in my opinion, should be. Instead of going to the mall and shopping for shortstops and pitchers and all that stuff in the portal, bring your freshmen in and develop them. That's what coaching is supposed to be. So watch UCLA. Another reason is because my White Sox have the number 1 pick this year. And the shortstop over at UCLA is the consensus overall number 1 prospect. So I'll be watching him. Actually, he's a Phoenix, Arizona guy. I know him, know his family. Can't wait to watch him play this year.
Yeah. Those are good calls. I will say that prior to doing this live, I looked up a few different schools and to see where they ranked last year. Were they ranked? Were they not ranked? And the South has a lot of teams. So Mississippi State, for example, was not ranked last year. And they're projected to start out at 4. Georgia Tech, Arkansas. I mean, you got a lot of teams there down in the South where it gets nice and warm during baseball season down there. Obviously, UCLA is going to be interesting to watch. I also went to a couple of games at the University of Houston. So I'll be interested to see how they've got a gorgeous field out there. So I'm curious to see how that plays itself out with that group. They had a couple of players there that were young, that were sophomores, that I felt like have a shot. So they may not be in the top 25, but the University of Houston looks like they've got something happening. But Dave, what's going on in the South? I mean, all these these teams in the South.
I think it's a lot of it because it's the SEC, and the SEC is the king of NIL, and they can pretty much bring in anybody they want. That's a big chunk of it. I mean, I think football and baseball, the SEC is kind of a dominant conference. Basketball, the Big 12 obviously this year is killing it, but
yeah,
I just think it's that. I think it's the SEC, and I think you've got some teams like Southern Mississippi that have a chip on their shoulder every freaking year and go far. Coastal Carolina,
Close to
you've got
Carolina.
a few ACC teams that are good. So I feel like baseball is a little bit more of except for NIL, it's more of a meritocracy. It's more of spread out. The good teams are kind of spread out. The ECUs of the world make a lot of noise when it gets to tournament time, and that's great to see. Another thing to watch is, as you know, the whole Tennessee coaching situation and how that all plays out when the season starts. Tony Vitello is not there anymore. It's Josh Elander, and the best thing for that program was for them to bring Elander in as the full head coach and not mess around, because they won't miss a beat, in my opinion.
Yeah, the Giants are projected to come in 6th place in the 5-team division in the National League West. Just to get that on record, I just want to make sure that everybody understands.
As long as Bryce Eldridge hits 50 home runs, then I'm good.
There you go. Kenna, your thoughts about, I'm going to read a couple of teams that weren't ranked last year, but are showing up on the rankings this year. You already mentioned one, but I'll come around to that. So Mississippi State, projected to be ranked 4th, not ranked currently. TCU, currently at 10. Florida at 10. I'm sorry, Florida at 13. Looks like NC State at 17. Kentucky at 18. Wake Forest at 21. And then Texas A&M, which you mentioned, at 25. Thoughts around that?
I mean, like Dave said, baseball does run through the SEC in the South. I mean, they have football and baseball. That's what the SEC is known for. But I think one thing that may be a little funny to rank it that high in the season starting out is Florida, because you have to keep in mind that Florida doesn't have its head coach for quite a few games due to what happened in the regional last year against ECU. So we'll see what happens. But I feel like a lot of these younger teams like TCU, they went out and got their guys. I mean, sure, they lost some, they got some. But it all depends. I feel like nowadays with baseball, everyone's leaving due to NIL and they want the money.
Mm-hmm.
They want they want the big names. They want Tennessee, they want Texas, UCLA, they want the money, but we'll see what happens this season.
Well, the other thing is
go ahead,
Florida lost their assistant coach to Tennessee.
That's
so
right.
They're down 2.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Kenna, it was funny because last year Dave and I were looking at the top 25 rankings, and there were teams that I didn't even know still had programs that were ranking in the top 25. And that you look at their schedules and their midweek, they would play, other teams that you wouldn't recognize yet. Mm-hmm. The weekend, they would play a top tier team and take 2 out of 3 from them. And so that you always are going to have that at some point, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
There's always going to be that weird scenario where, east or southeast or Iowa corn something or others is next. They're the top 25 and you're like, well, wait a second, they played 3 JUCO school. No, I'm teasing, it's not that bad, but it's interesting how that plays itself out, right? So
the scheduling on the midweeks leaves a little be desired on some of these teams.
Mm-hmm. Now, Dave, do you think they do that for the ranking purposes? Like, hey, if we can beat up on a weaker team during the week.
It doesn't help. I'm sure you guys know this, but everything runs through RPI, which is basically strength of schedule. So, playing Nichols or playing Lehigh is not going to help you if you're Tennessee. So they're trying to pile up wins and get that record, juiced up. But in my opinion, which is not what my experience was, that's when you play the guys that aren't playing on the weekends. They haven't been doing that. They've been going out and beating teams 30-0 in 7 innings instead of getting the guys experience. So I'll get off my soapbox now.
No, that's Kenna. Thoughts on that? I mean, that's great.
Dave covered it all. I mean, I agree with every little thing he said. It's not going to help teams that are going in and playing these nobody schools, and they're going to whoop them.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can remember when I played years ago, a lot of my coaches would schedule, when they weren't conference games, they would schedule tougher opponents so that you played up to that, so that when you had your conference games or your league games, you had better. I mean, in high school, we played in a I remember my freshman year of high school, we played in a summer league that was all college guys. And so, I mean, Phil Nevin took me deep. And I mean, the guy was like a junior at Cal State Fullerton, and I was going into my sophomore year of high school. Of course, I think, my fastball is awesome. And he just took it and said, thanks for the biscuit. I'm going to take this 400 feet on you. But there's a method to that madness, I guess. I just wish that we would do that better. Right. And I wish some of these teams would challenge each other. So for example, if you're in the SEC, well, why couldn't you play a team that, even if they're not ranked, they have a name like a Notre Dame, right? Why couldn't you play a Michigan State or a Michigan, where you could at least get some name recognition and draw some things to it?
Yeah.
What do I know?
Yeah.
Right.
There's more, it all comes back to money at some point, and these little schools get paid a boatload to go and get their faces beat in for a weekend by the SEC schools. So there's that dimension too. Without the money they get, they might not have programs, or they would have a lot less resources. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, and we can talk about the worst and the best midweeks of the week each time, and that'll be a kind of a fun segment.
It would be a great segment to have in the middle of the show. Speaking of which, before we go further, we're going to stay on for another 10 minutes or so. But for those of you listening, for those of you watching the replay here, Dave and Kenna and I will be airing audio versions. Will be airing every Tuesday morning at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but they'll be up. And so they start next Tuesday, and they'll be up every week until the season is over, until the playoffs are over. It's going to be absolutely epic and awesome. Kenna's knowledge is so much fun, and Dave's knowledge and what he brings to the table is going to be great. So check it out every Tuesday mornings, wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, check that out. And then Dave and Kenna and I will be back doing a few lives throughout the season, stuff that we have to, feel like we have to report. And there will be some stuff on social media as well. So make sure you're checking that out. It's going to be so much fun. I mean, when Kenna reached out to me, I thought, oh, this is going to be great, because she's going to be able to, her and Dave are going to make my head spin around and go, wow, this is awesome. So I am so
do your
excited
homework
about this.
I will, I promise.
I'm talking to Bill. You'll do your homework.
Is there any, with the exception of family members here, right? Is there any players that you think of just off the top of your head that you're really hoping, or you're watching, you're really hoping that they're going to have good seasons? Is there anybody off the top of your head that you really want to see?
Good question.
Kenna?
Good question.
Can I refer to two guys that go to school with my brother?
Absolutely.
I'll give you three. So we'll start out with Austin Norby. His brother he's Ethan Norby. He actually plays for the Marlins now. He was originally drafted by the Orioles, and he was traded, I want to say 2 seasons ago. Austin was preseason first team All-American, preseason pitcher of the year. He's going to be a guy that's going to go to the league after this year. He's a great guy. I met him a handful of times. Super, super down-to-earth guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you one other guy that I've grown up with. His name's Austin Irby. He was preseason freshman last season, actually. He was an All-American after the season, all-academic. And after we lost in our regional, Austin had 10 SEC teams call him offering him millions upon millions of dollars to leave ECU to come play with them. And he's like, I'm loyal to this team. I don't want the money. Mm-hmm. I'm loyal to ECU. So he probably is going to see more time at third base this year compared to first base, but he's going to be a fun guy to watch this year for sure. So those are two guys I think everyone should keep their eye out on for sure.
I like it. Dave, what about you?
Gosh, it's hard to whittle it down, honestly.
Amen.
I already mentioned the shortstop at UCLA. He speaks for himself. He's going to have a great year. But let's go a level beyond that. On ASU, Landon Hairston, Preseason All-American, lefty hitter. He can actually absolutely rake. He's got great bloodlines, and he's draft eligible next year, I believe. So watch Landon Hairston. And I'll call out my son's former roommate, Camden Bates. Camden Bates transferred to Grand Canyon across town here, and word on the street is that he's going to play a lot on the infield this year. And unfortunately, because of injuries and because of circumstance, he's a junior and he hasn't played a whole lot. So the kid can absolutely throw leather on the infield, and he can hit. And let's watch him over at Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
There's a couple for you.
Yeah. Those are great calls. Dave, have you heard much about why am I drawing a blank? Have you heard much about Derek's high school teammate?
Antonio,
thank you.
Antonio Gianni. He's playing for New Mexico. I haven't heard a ton other than, he's coming in as a JUCO transfer. So he's going to be one of those guys they're looking towards with experience on the diamond. So
yeah,
he should get some playing time, but we'll see. I mean, the thing is, like, as you all know, these coaches are going to change their mind 100 times before they figure out what their real lineup is going in conference play. That's where the rubber meets the road. So this is almost like preseason up until conference play, and they're going to try some stuff out. And some of these teams are in tournaments where they play 6 games in 7 days, and everybody's going to play.
Yeah.
So a lot of it'll get sorted out then.
I'm sorry, Antonio, if you watch this back, my bad. It's been a long day, man. So
I got real quick. I don't know if you guys looked at the schedule this weekend, but there's a couple of tournaments that are just crazy. If you're looking at games to watch, obviously I'll be at Phoenix Muni watching Arizona State play Omaha. And if I'm on ESPN and I'm looking for a game, Vanderbilt is playing TCU in Arlington.
Ooh.
Texas Tech is playing Oklahoma, and Arkansas is playing Oklahoma State. 3 really good games right off the bat. Saturday, Arizona's playing. Really, yeah, Saturday, TCU is the favorite for the Big 12. They're going to be really tough. Arizona plays Oregon State Saturday. Arkansas plays TCU. And then Sunday, Vandy plays Oklahoma State. Arizona plays Michigan. TCU plays Oklahoma. So if you look at your top 25 schedule, I mean, that's where I'd be spending my time.
Yeah. Yeah. Dave, you're going to be at the ballpark this weekend, right?
I will be.
Wait, Ken, are you going out? I think you're going out to a ballpark this weekend too, aren't you?
Yes, I'm going out to ECU to see them play Xavier this weekend.
Ah,
very nice.
See X. All right, good. Well, we should probably do some lives. That would be fun on maybe on Instagram or someplace. That would be a great time for you guys to show off the fields and let everybody see what's out there.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Okay, with the last couple of minutes, everybody. So this is for those of you that are familiar with Top Fan Rivalry. We've been doing this for 5 years, I think. We've been doing the podcast for this will be our 4th year, or 5th season, 4th year, and it's been so much fun. And a lot of it has been MLB related. We have done some NHL, we have done some WNBA, we've done some NBA, but this is our 3rd time around where we're doing College K. And every year, Ken, I forgot to tell you this, but every year Dave gets me so excited about this. And it's so much fun to go out there and watch like legit baseball played I'm not, worried about a guy who's making 50 million or 60 million that goes 1 for 4 and you're shaking your head going, what in the world is this? Right. Yeah. I get so excited about this. And so I'm excited that we're going to do this again. Everybody take a look. Tuesday mornings, starting next week. This week is Galentine's week, but starting next week, every Tuesday morning, you can listen to Dave and Kenna and I and talk about different teams and players and things. And I just want to preface this real quick. We said it at the beginning, but I want to preface this. If you're looking for a show that is going to talk about college baseball, this is it. if you're looking for a show that's going to throw players under the bus, this is probably not your show. You're going to be largely disappointed because I'm not the one that's out there anymore. Dave and I are long past our prime to play competitive baseball. But this is not the show for that. So we're gonna try to highlight as many good players as we can. We might even get a few interviews in with these players and see what we can do. So, but I am so excited about this. And man,
Hey, Bill, you need to join the group here this weekend and go up to Westwood. UCSD is playing UCLA
Oh,
at Jackie Robinson Stadium.
Jackie Robinson Stadium. I've got nothing planned this weekend, so I might need to do that. Kenna, have you ever gone to a baseball game at UCLA?
I've never been to the West Coast.
Okay, so Dave and I learned the hard way. Gorgeous field. If you're a season ticket holder, it's even better for parking. If you're not, you are going to park in a parking structure and be shuttled over to the field. Jeez. And as a crow flies, it's like a block. But
it's LA, so it's not.
Because it's LA, and because I think that's if I'm not mistaken, that's a cemetery right there. You actually have to take a bus to a light, turn left, go around.
There's a VA cemetery and the fields on VA hospital grounds. Yep.
Yeah. It's different, Kenna.
Sounds like it.
It's different. But yeah, that we might have to sneak up for that. I might have to convince Amber that that's what we're doing this weekend.
Well, it's going to be, a little bit rough on you next week when we all get together and talk about the games we went to and you don't have anything to add.
Beep, beep. That's the bus. Zoop, zoop. So I might have to just do that. I mean, my goodness, I hate to say the anteaters, but UC Irvine is like right down the street from my house. So
hey, that counts too. I'll give you credit for that.
Maybe I'll
They're a good team.
Or maybe I'll go to one of my alma materns and go to Orange Coast College and see John Altobelli's stuff, right?
UC Irvine is playing Sac State.
There you go. Are they playing in Sacramento or are they playing at home?
Sorry, they're in Sacramento.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's a little bit tougher drive.
Yeah, it's a little bit. All right, so. Last final thoughts. Anything else, Kenna or Dave, you want to bring up before we end this introductory live of things we're doing?
Go Pirates!
No, I think it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna dig up some players that no one's ever heard of that are gonna have fantastic weekends and seasons, and we're gonna talk about them. And go Devils!
Yeah, there you go. And
Pirates.
Go Pirates. I love it. This is going to be so much fun, everybody. You two stick around for a second, but I'm so looking forward to this, and this is going to be a lot of fun. There's a bunch of stuff that's happening with Top 10 Rivalry, so this will be one of those ones where we're very, very excited about. And hopefully the three of us will be able to get together at some point this season and meet up and maybe even do a live together. That would be a lot of fun. So, all right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your evening. And we'll talk. You'll hear us this coming Tuesday morning. So, in a week. So, all right, everybody, enjoy yourselves.